Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast, season 3. This season is going to be dedicated to those of us that are on our journey of healing and transformation. The focus of this season is going to be to identify and recognize healthy and unhealthy relationship dynamics. We're going to talk a lot about the spiritual tools that we'll need to become acquainted with to help us to stand, to operate in, and to flourish as our authentic self. Things like shadow work, energy healing, which will help us to shred or shed the guilt, the shame that we've been carrying, and also to do some much needed subconscious reprogramming. Now, as always, the episodes are going to air weekly, and the purpose of them is to support you as you embrace and become acquainted with your enlightened and untethered higher self. So I want you to grab your water, your juice, your wine, or your tea or your coffee, and let's toast to each other and our growth, our elevation, and abundance. Welcome back to the You Are Immeasurable podcast. Let's dive into something that is near and dear to my heart lately, and that's cord cutting. So if you follow me on social media, then you will have seen that I've recently began offering cord cutting sessions as part of my healing business as a way to begin to help us sever the ties to all the things that have hindered us, that hold us back, and that keep us stuck in cycles and loops and all of these things that we need or want to come out of. So if you're not familiar with what cord cutting is, in a nutshell, it is an energetic way of severing the ties to bonds, connections, energetic agreements that we unknowingly signed up for or walked into. And it's a way to begin to free ourselves. It's also a way that we can regain our own autonomy when it comes to a lot of the residues that we still have lingering from the past, from old non-serving relationships that maybe haven't completely been removed from our lives. And so the reason that I decided to start offering this as a service in my business is because I had to start using these methods and this practice in my own life. And it's part of the journey, the transformation journey. It's part of the healing journey that I've been on for several years and that I've taken you guys along with me this past year or so since I started the You Are Immeasurable podcast. And I've been getting great feedback from the clients that have done these sessions with me. And I wanted to bring it here and talk to you guys about it because maybe it's something that you've never heard of, or maybe it's something that you don't fully understand. And if it's something that may help you, I want to put it out there for you and give you as much information that I can in this short time. It's important that we begin to sever the ties or cut the cords from things like negative influences, that voice in the back of your head. Sometimes when you're wanting to make a decision or you're looking at a situation or you're evaluating some things, that negative nagging voice that you may have mistaken as your conscience warning you, a lot of times that is a cord or a tie to a negative influence, and that's something that you've heard or you've been taught or you've learned or you've seen at some point in your life, and this is now how that memory or that information is stored in your subconscious and how it's popping up. It gets to the point sometimes that we try to fight these things, or we try to tell these things, no, I'm not listening to you today, and all of that. But we keep finding ourselves falling into that little cycle or that little spiral because of that voice. So cord cutting can help you sever that communication, sever that connection or that energetic or emotional tie that you have to that thing. Another thing that cord cutting does or can do is help us completely overcome negative emotions that are tied to past events, are tied to people that we have separated ourselves from, but there's still residue there. And we're trying to figure out, how do I get rid of this? And in my own journey and my own practice of doing the cord cutting for myself, I found that when you really dive deep into it and evaluate, okay, I feel this way about these things, and digging into finding out the why, in my opinion, it takes your shadow work to a whole nother level. Because yes, we look at things according to the way that we understood it at the time that we formed that shadow. And as we grow, we understand that it may have been I don't want to say a misunderstanding, but at that particular time, especially if it's something that stems from your childhood, you don't have a full understanding of really what was going on. You don't have a complete picture because as a child, you didn't have the experiences or the know-how to be able to look at it from varying angles. And so now you have this shadow or this part of you that is stuck there, and those negative emotions keep popping up. Things like fear, shame, regret, guilt, all of these things tied to those negative experiences causing you to have to carry all of these negative emotions. If you're somebody that is trying to get out of those negative patterns, you have to sever that connection to those emotions. And cord cutting is an amazing tool in order to be able to do that. Even when it comes to, I'll say, unresolved conflicts or things of that nature, maybe bad breakups or what have you, where you feel that you don't have closure or you never got a full answer or a full understanding of why things didn't work or why they went a certain way. Those things tend to linger with us. They tend to paint a picture for us that often pops up and often journeys with us and follows us. And we're dragging all of this baggage and all of this shit that is keeping us from becoming or from living fully in our now. So that's another thing that cord cutting can help you with. It can also help you if you're somebody that finds yourself often inundated with lots of anxiety, lots of stress, lots of overwhelm. It can help you sever the energetic tie to those things that are causing those types of emotions and things to continually pop up in your life. I myself have found that it has helped me to be able to give myself closure in a lot of areas that may have been wide open. and that I was still seeking an understanding or an answer or a why or a what. And in going through the preparation of doing a cord cutting, really diving deep into as many different avenues and things surrounding specific incidences or situations and things, I found that it has helped me to be able to explain things better to my clients. It has helped me to be able to explain things better to my children when things pop up and they ask questions about things happening in their own lives. I can give them a better understanding or more of a visual that will help them make the best decision for them surrounding that. And it has helped me to no longer need that closure from somebody else, no longer need that explanation or what have you from that external source. Because I've evaluated it, I've looked into it, and I've pinpointed and acknowledged how it has affected me, how I've allowed it to connect to even other emotions or other things, making things a bigger freaking mess, and have been able to set myself free from that. And even though the way that I do it is, it's all about the energetic ties, it's all about being able to go there and creating a whole experience via visualization and meditation. I bring Reiki into it. I bring the dragon fire and the dragons into it. And it's a very therapeutic experience. It's very cleansing. It opens up things that you may have thought that you have lost, which is often the case when those traumas continue to hang on to you and hold on to you and travel with you as you grow in life. And so I wanted to talk about it today because this has been a tremendous help in my transformation journey. And I'm finding that as I'm doing this with my clients, the feedback that I'm getting from them is very similar to my experience. They are feeling the burdens lift off of them. They are confronting the things that they have ran from for years and years and years. They are able to confront it in a way that lets that thing know that, hey, I see you. I know that you're there. I've known it for, forever. And I'm not afraid. I don't need you in my life anymore. I don't need you to protect me. I don't need you to remind me of what was, because I am no longer that version of myself. I am no longer seeking validation from those things or these things or you things, if you're in the visualization and talking to them right then. And it's a beautiful thing, especially when you are actually going through the motion of seeing those cords and severing them and then calling in the dragon fire to burn those things up, and you watch the ashes or the embers or whatever you see in your visualization of that thing dissipating, it being eradicated from your life, freeing you from that burden, freeing you from those emotional ties, freeing you from those emotional bonds that have been formed and are affecting you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, all of these things. So if you are somebody that would like to explore this more, I've decided to create a membership. for entrepreneurs, because I have found that in my own entrepreneurial journey that a lot of these things have made it more difficult for me than it had to be. Some of those fears, some of those things that make me anxious and cause stress and overwhelm, they're all intertwined. Because as an entrepreneur, especially if you're a solopreneur and your business is pretty much just you, all that comes with you is now a part of your business. And if you are hindered by these past experiences and they have caused you to become a people pleaser, if they've caused you to be someone that avoids conflict, if you've become someone that is afraid to speak up in your personal life, it's going to also affect you in your entrepreneurial life as well. So I've created a membership specifically for entrepreneurs where monthly we're going to have 2 of these types of sessions focusing on severing the ties and burning up the cords from these things that are hindering us or stopping us or keeping us stuck in our businesses. And so it's something that will help you on both sides of that wall or that fence, right? It'll help you in your personal life and it'll help you in your business life as well. And if you're not somebody that's an entrepreneur, maybe you're somebody in corporate and you're a leader and you have these issues as well, it could help you with that. And so I'll put the information in the show notes for you to check out what the membership is all about. I've given the option of being able to pay it monthly at $19.97. And if you're wanting to go ahead and sign up for a full year, you will get 2 months free. So basically you pay for 10 months and then the other 2 are free. And so we're definitely going to get this started and kicked off. I'm looking to start everything in August as far as the calls and things like that. There's going to be a lot of things that are also going to be in the membership that I just keep coming up with ideas. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of things focusing on energy healing, a lot of things focusing on setting yourself free so that you can grow however you choose to, personally and professionally. And if you're not someone that is an entrepreneur or you're not interested in the membership, I am still offering the Dragonfire core cutting sessions with a 50% off discount until July the 14th. I'll also put that information in the show notes and give you the coupon code for all of that. And I'm doing this simply because I want us all to be free from all of these things that are causing us pain, that have been hurting us for who knows how long. And these things do not deserve to have any power over us any longer. Because I want us all to be free. I want us all to be able to share who we are without fear, without shame, without regret, to fully embody who it is that we were created to be. And owning that and standing in that and being proud of that. I'll probably be talking about cord cutting and things like that for a little while because I want to make sure that we all can explore this wonderful, wonderful energy healing tool so that we can shine our light, so that we can be fully who we are and what we are, and continually grow into who it is that we are called to be. Until next time, cheers to your transformation. Thank you for joining me for this episode of the You Are Immeasurable podcast. Please remember to subscribe so that you can be notified whenever new episodes are dropped. Also, I'd love to have your feedback and your comments as well as your 5-star rating. Additionally, if you'd like to connect with me, the show notes list all of my social media handles so that you can do so. So until next time, thank you so much and cheers to your transformation.